Hello, my name is Eduardo Ortega, and the drug I am covering today is Benzo Fury, which is a stimulant and a psychoactive substance. I will be going over a little bit about the history of the drug as well as its symptoms, its action, and what dangers it can cause, and how it affects multiple parts of the body. So, a little bit about the history of the drug is that it's a synthetic drug consisting of chemical compounds benzene and furin. Its effects are similar to both ecstasy, MDMA, and amphetamines. It is known for its combination of psychedelics and stimulant effects. So it has both effects of a psychedelic, so it can cause stuff like hallucinations, as well as stimulate the body, so it calms you. Benzofurin is usually sold and taken in pill form, so it's mostly taken by swallowing, and it can be made into white or brown powder. A little bit about the history is that it was very popular in nightclubs and raves. It first became popular in the UK and the US in 2010. It eventually was banned in the UK in 2014, and although many states prohibit the use or the selling of benzofurin, there's no actual federal law that bans it, so it's still legal in some places. The mechanism of action is that although there isn't much research about its mechanism of action and it's kind of lacking in that area, it has a high selectivity in inhibiting serotonin and dopamine uptake. So it can make you develop a dependence by increasing your dopamine levels in your brain. So when you stop taking it, you fall below that dopamine level that your body just got extremely used to. So you start to crave it, and you basically start to get withdrawal symptoms if you don't start taking it or eventually get over the addiction. Some overall short-term symptoms of the drug are quite a lot. There's heightened sensitivity to stimuli, so everything you feel it more is that's where the effects of like stimulant are. It increases empathy for others, so it also plays a role in your emotions. It can affect your brain like that. It can cause hallucinations, euphoria, agitation, psychosis, increased heart rate, jaw clenching, and that's just kind of like a habit of like people who take drugs, kind of like how scratching or itching would be another symptom of other types of drugs. This one is known to cause people to clench their jaws. It can boost your energy, dilate your pupils. It can cause insomnia, so you have trouble sleeping. Hyperthermia, which increases your body temperature. It increases your alertness, your focus. It makes you paranoid, delirium, and it can increase your blood pressure. So those are just the short-term effects, and the long-term effects can be depression, irritability, sleep issues, nightmares, mood swings, lethargy, loss of appetite, sweating, craving for the drug, which is again going back to that dependence you develop. So you start to crave the drug when you stop taking it. Inability to concentrate and panic attacks. So as you can see, a lot of these effects also play a role in like your body and your mind. So it can affect both. In the benzofurin DEA schedule, it falls into a Schedule 4 with the rest of the benzodiazepines, but it has Schedule 1 penalties. So if you're caught using it or abusing it or selling it, you will face Schedule 1 penalties. The dangers of benzofurin, this is like different from the symptoms because this is like what it can possibly do to you. It can cause you to have dependence again. It can cause organ failure, damage to mental health, and in extreme cases, death from overdose, which there are reported cases of overdoses. It can also be increase the risk of overdose by mixing it with other drugs And the effect of the drug can last up to 14 hours, with the peak effect usually being in the 3 to 4 hour mark. In terms of addiction, this drug is not completely known if it is addictive, but it does have addictive properties by like increasing the dopamine levels in your brain. When you stop using it, you crave it. So in that sense, you could get addicted to it because you're always just gonna want to be taking it. And it can make people irritated and anxious when they're not taking it. So negative effects it has on the central nervous system, which is the part of the system I chose, is that it can increase your blood pressure and rapid heartbeat. So it can increase the risk of heart attack, and that's also been reported cases of death due to a heart attack caused by this drug. The effects it has on the brain are similar to cocaine and amphetamines. It acts on the reward sensors on the brain, making the person crave more, and it can cause psychosis and memory loss in the brain. Benzofurin also goes by the names Benzo Fury, White Pearl, 5-APB, and 6-APB. And a few things you can do to overcome addiction is first to be aware of the symptoms. So if you or someone else have these symptoms of irritability, trouble sleeping, flu-like symptoms, anxiety, and panic attacks and hallucination, it can be a cause because of this drug. So if you spot that, be sure to point it out. Intervention and detox and rehab are great ways to overcome this addiction if you ever end up becoming addicted to this type of drug. And a few references and information on how to get help are listed right here.